Good morning, Lululus. How you doing? The word of the day is numb. Let's get into the news. James Comey has officially been indicted by a grand jury as of yesterday for his testimony against the Cold Country probe that happened in our contest back in 2017, 2018. Which of course was found to be 100% true. The Cold Country did dabble in our contest in 2016 and 19 people went to jail, but alas, the Joker doesn't want to hear about that, so he's now trying to throw him in jail. This is going to be particularly challenging for him because he tweeted for the entire world to see that he doesn't actually care whether or not he did anything wrong. He wants to throw him in jail because he doesn't like him, and it's purely political in nature. He wants to attack his enemies. And this is sending out alarm bells all over the justice system. They're saying that this should be considered one of the greatest political scandals of all time. But we have one of those about once a week, so... James Comey says that he's not afraid and that he has complete and utter trust in the justice system despite the fact that it has broken his heart so far, and then he wants there to be a trial so everybody can see that he's innocent. Good luck, Chuck. Speaking of the Cold Country, Thanos' escalations continue as a bunch of their airplanes were scattered over Alaskan airspace just the night before last because they're encroaching on us as well. This follows him going around a bunch of different areas in the Baltic region, and he's clearly trying to taunt people into going to war. And he said that if any of his planes get shot down, that's exactly what we're going to get. I wonder what the Joker's going to do about that. Because clearly, Thanos has a lot of dirt on him. He has outwardly said that he is holding the same file that we are continuing to try to release here in our country. And so what is he going to do? Because he's going to be in a situation where he has to choose between him and us. And good luck, Chuck! But Thanos isn't the only person who's escalating in a military sense, because our new head of the Department of War, Jim Diesel, has officially called in all of the generals, admirals, and upper management of the entire military to Virginia next week for a secret, but not secret at all, meeting. He's even taking the leadership out of combat zones to report to Virginia, and they're not saying why. This is incredibly unusual and presents a lot of security concerns because he announced this to the entire world. So if anybody did want to do something bad, either to us here or to us somewhere else, like, they would, because all of the leadership is going to be concentrated in one place and anybody everywhere else is kind of just sitting ducks. So what the point of this meeting is going to be, we have no idea. It could be anywhere between mass firings, making everybody pledge to the Joker instead of the Constitution, or he's just planning on going ahead and starting WW3 because why not? That's clearly their plan all along, so we'll keep an eye on that. Good luck, Chuck! The interim head of NASA, Sean Duffy, says that they're considering sending a nuke to a meteor that's out in space. Remember that one that we talked about like several months ago that we said had a 3.5% chance of impacting the Earth in 2032? Yeah, well, it's close, and it doesn't look like it's going to hit us, but it could potentially hit the moon, which would cause a debris field that would absolutely spill onto us. And so they said that they're considering just throwing a couple of nukes at it. Like Armageddon. I love that movie. Such a good soundtrack. I don't want to close my eyes. I mean, hey, seeing a meteor blasted by a nuke in the sky would at least be pretty. Okay, good luck, Chuck. And reportedly, 3i Atlas is having some very interesting traits that have been noticed. They said that it is changing its course. It seems to be self-propelled, like it's not only reacting to gravitational pull. And as it approached Jupiter, it disappeared for a while and then reappeared 12.5 million miles away, 10 minutes later, closer to Mars. And reportedly, 3i Atlas was only the third interstellar object that we've been able to observe in all of our time of observing the skies up until now, and now they say there's 12 of them. 12 of them! Just circling around, and many of them are very uniform in nature and have square edges. I don't want to fall asleep 'cause I miss you, babe. All of this should scare me. It really should like have me just riddled with fear and anxiety, but I feel nothing. And maybe that's just my nervous system deciding that I've had enough doom and gloom for today, but like, what the fluff, guys? Like, and lastly, TikTok is going to be TikTok no more. I mean, it will be by name, but it was bought by Oracle, which is a big conglomerate. The person who owns Oracle is Peter Thiel's boss, and they're going to be using it for their own means. They said that they want to use it to best benefit their business practices, i.e., I'm not gonna be here. And if I am, I will be even more silenced than I already have been. I don't think I've made like a cent in this entire week, and so, okay. We can go other places, we can do other things. There are ways that we can fight back, and it is going to be by shutting this system down. If you look at what happened with the flotilla that's headed towards the G-Strip with aid, in Italy, basically they said that in the event that the flotilla had any sort of interference from foreign governments, that Italy was going to shut their country down, and they did. They did a complete and utter generalized strike. And now there's an Italian airship and a Spanish airship that is escorting this flotilla to give the people in the G-Strip like food and water and formula and flour, things that they need to survive. And I think that that just goes to show that we really do have a lot of power here, and it is economic power, and we're going to have to start flexing that in a way that's going to be uncomfortable for all of us if we're ever going to get out of this. But you and me and all these other ants outnumber the grasshoppers 100,000 to 1, and all we have to do is keep going. As soon as this like Novocaine of exhaustion wears off, we're gonna have to keep our eyes up, keep our feet on the ground. Hang in there. I'll see you next time. Ta-ta.